guys, it's Francina Simone, and I'm back with reviews by Simone. Today I'm reviewing Shatter by Tahereh Mafi, right? Last name Mafi? I don't have the book with me because I get it from the library and I returned it already, so ugh. As usual, if you don't know how I review, check out my review video right here. But a basic overview. Fuck me. Basic overview. I review books based on 3 elements, and they are, okay, look at my nose, guys. That's plot, character, and world building, and whether or not those hit or miss. So first, I like to talk about character, the biggest impact on a book. Also, I do a review and then a discussion. There are no spoilers in this review, but the discussion will have spoilers. Okay, synopsis. Shatter is about a girl who has a fatal touch. She's locked up in an asylum, and she's kind of like crazy. Nobody touches her because if they touch her, they die. Scratching again. Oh my god, I swear to god, I do not have like rabies. Wait, what? Overall, dystopian world. Girl with powers, people gonna use her for them powers. She's probably gonna fight back and be kick-ass with them powers. And she meets a dude along the way, so you know we're gonna have a romance. Yum yum. And that's it. That's all we get with the synopsis, right? Let's get into the review. The main character, Juliet. Now, I have a lot of issues with her. I enjoyed the book how it started out. I thought that the character, she was portrayed as being kind of like not all there. The writing's really like poetic in a deranged way. And I was like, you know what? I can chill with it. I'm going. I like it. I mean, like, she uses strikeout a lot in the writing, which some people found horrendously annoying, but it didn't bother me because I thought it worked well with the character. She was supposed to be kind of nutso, so yay! The problem is, as we go through the book, start out page 1 with her being in an asylum. So you'd think that her psychic abilities, what? You think that her mind would be a little bit more fractured, shatter me, that would cause the inner struggle to be a little less, oh, I'm such a terrible person, I'm in pity mode, and a little more like teeter-totter between the line of complete self-destruction or like psychotic breakdown. Now, I will say she did have an inner struggle, and a lot of it was based on the fact that she didn't know, whether she's a good person. Nobody touched her in her life, and she was made fun of a lot as a kid, and she had lots of issues. So she was kind of like in this bubble, but she read a lot of books. If I hear another heroine who likes to read books, swear to god. So she plays the pity party a lot, and I'm okay with that, except for we get no growth with it. I feel like when you're put in severe survival-like circumstances, you either fight or flight. And Juliet, she didn't move. The plot, wow. It was really lacking. From page 1, chapter 1, it's like a few pages and then you're in chapter 2. Then you're in chapter 3, then chapter 4, then chapter 5. The pacing is quick. But the problem I have with that is there's no content in between that pacing. Like, I felt like there were new chapters just because somebody was like, bitch, throw a chapter in there. There wasn't any real pacing. Poor with the reestablishment. It's just kind of weird and crazy. You don't really know what's going on, and she's still kind of like crazy, and the writing doesn't really stable out all that well. I was waiting for something to happen. Then the last end of the book happens, and I was just like, wow, that was convenient. And the end hits me, and I'm just like, no. That's not a real ending. Let's get down to the world. This review is going by quick, guys. The world was interesting in the beginning. I mean, it was super strange. It definitely had a lot going for it and a lot of potential. There were some issues that I had where sometimes in pages it was really poetic, but I just felt like Mafi was just like, listen here, I'm gonna tell you about this world, and you're gonna listen, and you're gonna really think about the world that you live in, what you're doing to this world. Thanks for the soapbox, but can we get back to the story? Sometimes it bothered me, sometimes it didn't. I'm generally the type of person when something like that happens, I definitely note it, and it's like a, mark against the world building, but I don't let it like completely disrupt my reading. The only issue is there was no other kind of world building really besides those moments. I didn't really understand the dynamics of everything because I got a lot of what happened before, and I get it, the main character, she hasn't been out of her cell in what, 264 days or something like that, or like 2 weeks after that, I don't know. So I wasn't that mad that I wasn't able to see how people lived. However, when she kind of moves out into the world, I expected to see it then, but I didn't really. It was way focused on relationship buildings, I think. I just didn't get the feeling of the world all that well. But I will say it wasn't done terribly. It was just when I look back on it, I'm like, it could have been done better. I could have been more attached to the world and I wasn't. So I rated this book a whopping 1 star. And I'll tell you now, the reason why this book only gets 1 star is because it's lacking in like 2 major parts, and that would be character development and the plot development. It's kind of abysmal. Juliet has no growth. She has all the room for some types of profound moments, but it's completely kicked out of the park when you enter into romance number 1. And then speaking of these plots, these romance plots that tend to take over the entire book, romance 1 is kind of like hinting at romance 2. There's a hint of that in there, and it was so completely inappropriate for the situation. It was 100% inauthentic. And I just felt like Mafi was focusing so much on the romance that the plot, everything that was convenient in there that you could argue, well, it just lined up well. No, things in life don't line up that well. Things in life have purpose and meaning behind it because every decision and every move that we make has a consequence to it, whether it be good or bad. Those decisions and the way that lined up had nothing to do with good and bad consequences. That had everything to do with I need my characters to get from point A to point B easily. How do I do that? And I just felt so cheated because I saw so much potential with this story. So with that in mind, I'm going to cut the review here now, and I'm moving on to the discussion, which does have spoilers. I'm going to go more into depth into things I couldn't really talk about in the review about why I feel that way. So if you haven't read it and you do want to read it, stop. If you haven't read it or did read it and you just want to hear what I have to say about it, let's go.